when you have a story to tell that changed you and made a difference for you, the next step into the having an authentic story is finding all ways, every ways that you can make sure that other people hear about the change that took place in you. This includes discipline, this includes all kinds of avenues that we are willing to take the risk of improvement so that the improvement results in us having other people talk to us or listen to us or ask us for a reason why we have hope. I remember a time in India when I traveled to New Delhi, and I was staying in a hotel in New Delhi, working out in a gym that was there. That was one of my big deal, was fitness and health and working out. So I was in this particular hotel, and one afternoon I came down to work out, and I noticed a group of young men coming into the front door of this big gym. And these young men came and just stood still and stretched their arms. And I noticed the workers from the gym were taking their shirts off, taking their pants off, taking their shoes, dress shoes on, and they were helping them put on a workout outfit. And it was fascinating to me because I've never seen anything like that. But that's part of the open door that opened up for me, was to travel in different places. And I found that people in different places, there are certain group of people that are looking for ways to get healthy, fit, and all that. And so I was able to go there, and it's always a place to tell my story. So this particular event that took place at this particular hotel in New Delhi, the gentleman who seems to be the leader of the group came over, and we were working out in the same machine. And then he asked me, he said, can you help me? And I said, sure. So I helped him with some tips on how and what to do routine-wise and all that. And we worked out for a couple of days there. And then at the end of the time, he said to me, would you like to meet my grandfather? And I said, yeah, I'd love to. Who's your grandfather? And he said, he's the former president of India. So that was a interesting curve. And then the next day, they sent a limo in front of the hotel that I was staying to take me to see his grandfather. So I went in, and we went, and I noticed that the car drive through red traffic lights. And didn't pay much attention to that, but that was very noticeable. And then we went to this place where it's like a barrack of soldiers. We went through that, and we went into this huge palace. And and then they said, sir, come in. And I sat in the living room of this huge, it seems like a meeting place or a place for banquets and things like that. And just a few minutes later, in walked this old man with all white hair. And he introduced himself. I'm Mr. Singh. He's the former president of India. And it was a privilege to talk to him. So we talked about politics, talk about other things. But it opens the gateway for you to meet interesting people and to usher into a place where your testimony and your story can be told. Because people will always ask you where you're from, what you're doing, and all that. And for me, that was my way of introducing my story to people from different places. I have done that in many places, in South Africa, in Australia, in New Zealand, in Malaysia, in Indonesia, because I found these people in the gym, workout places, who are looking for improvement, who are looking for strangers whom they can talk to, and I was one of them. So keep your story, and your story if it's authentic and has a real starting point, then you'll find ways where your heart is open to, I want as many people, I want to talk to as many people, I want to witness to as many people regardless of their background or their influences. And I've had both. I've had my share of that. I even have my share even on airplanes, flying from one place to another. And because I'm big, I'm tall too. So all of that was a contributing factor on how I keep myself and my story alive. And so for you and I, your story has a beginning point, but the beginning point is where you start, and then you look for ways that you can apply yourself so that your level of influence and your skill set is increased and improved to be able to match whatever come your way. That's one of the joy of having a story, because what are you going to tell? The same old, or you tell them about this exciting event that took place that changed your life. This is one of the reasons why I am so convinced that every Christian should use YouTube, because you get up in the morning, you refresh your life, you have a time of devotion, have a time of worship, and you say to the Lord, I want this day to be a day of special introduction. And so you realign your life to where that time and what that event took place in your story, the beginning point, and realign where your heart was to where your heart is today and match. And then we begin to look for ways that you can improve. And in YouTube, by realigning, it gives you a mental memory of what it was like when it started. And now you're in front of a camera talking to people saying, this is what happened to me. This is how it started. This is where it started. And before you know it, you will have an opportunity that not even a pastor can have, because the pastor can talk only 2 or 3 times in front of people. But in YouTube, you can talk every day in front of the camera as if you're talking to millions of people. And you don't know, because it might be that's the truth. The pathway to your adventure in life of the future opens with the key to your story, the key to your introduction to God, and how God changed you, how God met you, how God aligned your life to where you were once again be in tune with Him. And He is the purpose and the source of your energy, the source of your life. This is Susanne. By the way, if you are receiving or have any value from this channel, please make a comment below. I would love to hear your comment, and I will respond to you. I mean that. And then secondly, subscribe to my channel and like and share so that this can be shared with other people. And that is the purpose and the reason why this channel exists, to motivate, to encourage people who have a story that will have the power to change the world, to be able to be told in front of people, and to be told in a format that you can archive it and it becomes a library of your own history and the story of your heart and the condition of your heart, and where that story has enabled you to go. Again, this is Susanne Leao. Thank you for joining me, and talk to you later. Bye-bye for now.